missed your son. I can feel it.
I don't know if he's still alive. What the hell are you?
The operating system of your moon.
No one says anything. This is the second time we've started. Jim, you're keeping this one in. The first time we said too much, now we say too little. This is the second time, so this is good, though.
Dan killed me. I'm dead. Dan
Jim,
killed me with this film. I hope you guys didn't watch it.
Moonfall? You should have watched Moonfall. We'll get into that, but Moonfall is a trip. But first, Jim, talk to me about what you've done in the last 2
Dan,
weeks.
we haven't even introduced ourselves, for fuck's sakes.
Everyone knows who we are. If they're watching the Moonfall episode is no one's first episode.
I'm Jim at Popeye Barkin. That's Dan at Markle Danny.
Yep.
This is at Shack Out Back Pod, a book club of sorts. We talk about something different every 2 weeks. This time Dan picked fucking Moonfall and I hated it.
Moonfall's good. Moonfall is Amazon's biggest movie of 2022. It's very good. You guys should have all watched it.
They have a karmic balance. They make Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, which is spectacular and amazing, and then they made this fucking pile of dog shit.
You gotta make Marvelous Miss Maisel. Marvelous Miss Maisel pays for Moonfall. Moonfall's a passion project, in my opinion.
Oh.
But Jim, tell me how was our Halifax trip? Let's get into the bi-weekly breakdown. Tell me how was the Halifax trip? The big, huge trip we had planned. We talked about it the last 2 episodes.
Fans of us who follow us on Twitter will know that last week I was horribly fucking sick for 3 days with kidney stones, and I was high on opiates, and I was literally like dead on the ground on a mattress for like hours and days.
Jim's mattress arc.
And then Friday night, I raised the corpse like off the ground.
Oh,
I was
that was
feeling
so fucking funny.
I was feeling better, but I was still extremely sick. And I went over to Danny and Cassie's house, and I stumbled in with my ghoulishly painted face. And Danny and Cassie said, "You're not coming on this trip." And I was like, "I know," and I couldn't even put my shoes on. So I went to my parents' place for a few days, and now I'm feeling much better. But then Danny and Cassie went on a trip. They went on a trip to the Kitchener Airport, and they came right back.
So, long story short, everyone, we did not go to Halifax. Yeah, our flight was fucking canned. We used one of the ultra low budget airlines that Canada is now famous for, and they're a pile of shit, obviously, but it was the first time using it. So we essentially get to the airport. They go, this is 4 a.m. by the way.
They go, "We haven't even heard of this airline."
Yeah, they go, "Huh, yeah, no, it's tomorrow. No flights today." And I went, no, the itinerary literally says today. And Cassie was like, "No, literally, look here, the itinerary we got 20 minutes ago shows it's for today." And they went, Oh, yeah, that's weird. Well, it's for tomorrow anyways. And we were like, no. So we fucking drive home and shit. We canceled it. We got pretty much a full refund from everything. I think we missed out on $60 a pop from the Airbnb for check-in fees and stuff, but
yeah,
whatever. It didn't affect me too much. We had already decided we were canceling it by the time we got home, because we would have had to wake up at 3 a.m. 2 days in a row.
Yeah.
And we would have got a day less there, so there was no fucking point. So all weekend we just bummed around.
All the travel shit going on right now is, I know it's bad in the States, but it's bad in Canada too, and probably Europe and other places, but it's just fucking horrific. Like, people have been stuck in the airport for like weeks. I had a friend who was coming home from the Maritimes, and she took a flight to Toronto, and then she was just trying to come back from Toronto to London in a connecting flight, like a fucking 20-minute plane ride, and the plane got delayed like 4 times, so she just came back to London and with some random and just showed up. I was asleep at her place, and she woke me up at 4 a.m. and I was like, "Hello," and I went back to sleep.
Truly, we're all Prince Alfred. We're all Sir Alfred here. We're stuck in the French airport for 20 years now. But
I don't want to talk about that anymore.
We talked about that last week. That was weird. We talked about him a lot lately.
I don't feel like I'm a downer anymore. I was a downer when I was younger, but definitely like this whole week came together to be, this whole period came together to be kind of shitty.
But when you're writhing around in pain from a stone in your nether regions.
Guts.
Yeah.
My guts and cock.
Well, Jim, let's get on to happier trails. Tell me the happy stuff you've done in the last 2 weeks.
Stuff. So we're going to talk about stuff we listened to and watched and all that crap. Yep. I watched a lot of movies. I watched some westerns. I watched Hang 'em High with Clint Eastwood and Two Mules for Sister Sarah with Clint Eastwood.
What a title.
Good movies. I watched The Apartment, which is a good classic movie. I rewatched Pig again, which is still excellent. I watched a movie with Jaden called Shadow of a Doubt, and it's a Hitchcock movie. It's not one of his most known ones, but it's about a guy who wants to fuck his niece, and it's like fucky. It's like kind of really gross.
Why do you make a movie like that? What's the point?
Well, he doesn't actually say he wants to fuck his niece. It's like all implied by him like touching her all the time, because it's like 1956. He touches her all the time and like talks about like how they're connected and they're like the best people, and he's like a murderer. He like murders widows and steals their money. Like it's pretty
good
greasy film. It's good though. I watched some documentaries when I was sick, and some of the ones that stood out to me were The Last Free Place in America, Slab City, which is about like a squatter's property.
Slab City. I like that.
It was interesting. And then I rewatched a documentary that I really liked. It was a BBC documentary. It was like an hour long. It was called Drinkers Like Me. And it was about like people who don't consider themselves alcoholic, but drink like 100+ units of like alcohol a week.
Jesus.
Like, socially and stuff. Yeah. And they don't even realize that they have a problem and stuff like that. I started Obi-Wan. It's pretty good so far. I watched all of the first season of Russian Doll, and it was an extremely good show. I didn't want to watch it when it came out in 2019 because I was very done with the whole Groundhog Day premise. I feel like it had been done to death at that point. But extremely good characterization, extremely good sex, extremely good writing. Like it's a great show. You should watch it. And the second season just came out recently, so I'm going to watch that again. When I was sick, I literally laid on the ground and listened to Ambiguous Amphibian all day. Yes, he's a great YouTuber.
Good content creator.
I almost finished Hotline Miami. I got stuck at a part because it's extremely hard. And it like the way I'm playing Hotline Miami 2 is on my Vita, and my hands get awfully fucking crampy with those little sticks trying to move my guy around and shoot guys. And
Jim's got big, huge oafish hands. He needs big rocks to hold his Vita with so he can maneuver this character better.
But that's it for me. I spent a lot of time in blinding, searing pain, so I didn't do too much things that were involved. Me and Dan tried to play Divinity 2 the other night, and after like 40 minutes,
Jim,
I was like,
you said, I can't think, my brain not work, and I was like, Jim, we just need to find Blackroot. But
I said, no, too hard. What did you do, brother?
I finished Better Call Saul Season 5. We started the Batman, got about an hour and a half into it, and I said, there's still an hour and a half left. I don't really care anymore. And Cass said, yeah, me neither.
Ringing endorsement.
Ringing endorsement. I didn't need to be 3 hours long. I didn't even finish it, and it didn't need to be 3 hours long. I've finished Mirror's Edge Catalyst. Very sad it wasn't better. It's not like it was horrible, but I love that series, and I hope they do another one with it.
Why? The first one was the same. It was like a game that ended too quickly and wasn't finished.
That's so sad. We finished Stranger Things season whatever the hell they're on.
4?
Well, there's still a couple episodes they haven't released at this time, but yeah, season 4, we finished those. I think there's like 7 or 8 episodes out, but there's still a couple that haven't been out. And then I watched Old Henry 2 nights ago, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, Old Henry was good. It was very, very cool. I liked it. Other than that, I played quite a few board games. I played Terraforming Mars by myself because I'm a sad guy. Me and Cass played a few board games. We just relaxed all weekend since we weren't in Halifax. I just kind of... I feel like I was playing a game. What the hell was I playing? Ion Fury. I started Ion Fury.
Oh, yeah, I remember I came over and you were fiddling around with it.
Yeah, quite fucking fun. Lately, I've just been playing a lot of Deep Rock. I'm into one of those swings again where I just want to play Deep Rock, and I'm like, I should play Ion Fury, and then I'm like, but I could play Deep Rock.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I've just been puttering along with my Facebook courses. I just finished, over the last 2 weeks, I'm certified in Facebook community managing and Facebook media planning now, so next is buying professional on Facebook ads.
Dan will be the people who... Me and Dan have been pissed off this week. We've been looking at LinkedIn and seeing people post stupid fucking shit like on their profiles and stuff, and those quote-unquote influencers who have a bio that's like 8,000 words long and says nothing.
It's fantastic. Everyone should have that. You could be one of
those guys.
I could be one of them. If I strive hard enough, I can sell you cheap USB fans on LinkedIn. Jim, let's get into the movie because I know you're itching to. I know you liked it. Mm-hmm. You were eye agape, mouth agape, everything agape watching Moonfall.
Ass agape.
Ass agape.
So this movie was directed by Roland Emmerich, who has made shit movies his entire career.
What has he made? You kept saying this. What has he made? Tell me some other things.
Stargate, Independence Day, The American Godzilla.
Independence Day's good.
No, it's not. The Patriot.
Godzilla's with Bryan Cranston?
No, Godzilla 1998 with Matthew Broderick. The Patriot, I don't mind The Patriot. The Day After Tomorrow, 10,000 BC, 2012, White House Down, Independence Day Resurgence.
White House Down has Joey King in it.
It does. Everything links together. And then he directed some stupid plane movie, and now it's Moonfall. I don't like his movies at all. I like The Patriot a bit, and I like Stargate because it's dumb, but I don't like him at all.
You didn't like Moonfall is what you're saying?
No.
Okay, so Moonfall, I'll paint you the picture, everyone. Moonfall is a 2022 movie, brand new, hot off the presses, from Amazon Prime. And it is, I'm sure you could gather from the title, it's not a scholar's movie. Moon is falling. Moon will hit Earth and everyone will die. Mm-hmm. It has Chris Pratt, white guy in it.
It has Patrick Wilson in it.
Patrick Winger, Joel McHale. They all look the same. Patrick Wilson is in it. He plays astronaut number 1. I don't know his name.
Halle Berry's in it.
Halle Berry plays Fowler, I think her name. I'm pretty sure.
There's the guy from
John
Game
Bradley.
of Thrones. The guy in Game of Thrones.
John Bradley, the guy you said, he has a delectable accent. And then you have the not funny guy, Michael Pena.
Yeah.
He is. Jim's laughing because he's remembering how Michael Pena's character exits the movie.
Spoilers. He gives he's walking with his daughter near the end of the movie, and somehow the moon is sucking all the oxygen off the planet, which would probably happen. I don't fucking know.
At this point, the moon would destroy the world.
Yeah, it was like the moon was like a kilometer away from the surface. It was sucking all the stuff off, and then Michael Pena was like, "Have my oxygen mask, my daughter," and then he just died on the ground. I'm like, is he actually dead? Because the next
Jim
scene,
thought he would come walking through the fog.
All the oxygen came back to the Earth.
He was
literally the next scene, the oxygen all came back to the Earth.
Okay, big story.
Die. He could make another daughter. Can't make another Michael Pena.
Main story beats. Patrick Wilson is an astronaut. Halle Berry's an astronaut's wife. They're doing stuff in the atmosphere.
That's not true.
She's an astronaut Something. She's an
astronaut.
Yeah, she's an astronaut's wife as well.
No, her husband is a fucking
general. We
guy.
never see him until a decade into the movie. So they're up in space in 2002 or something. And
Did we watch different movies, Dan?
Jim,
we were in the same room.
Shut up. Okay, so they're doing stuff, and then a big black space monster smashes through the space station and rips a dude away.
Probably the worst idea for a monster in a
It's very
sci-fi
lame.
film. It's just CGI shape.
Yeah, it's just CG Lego bits that just smash into things. But it goes onto the moon after that, and it starts to tunnel a hole, bore a hole into the moon. And then they go back to Earth, and it immediately, this is how you know the mark of a good movie, it immediately time skips a decade. That's how you know the mark of a good film.
Patrick Wilson saw it, but no one believes him.
Yeah, no one believes anyone.
A destitute ex-astronaut.
He calls up NASA, and NASA says, "You know what? You're not on an astronaut
Oh
anymore."
My god! This is going to be scattershot because I'm just going to talk about the shit that I found hilariously stupid in this.
This movie is so bad it's good. No matter what Jim says.
No, it's half an hour to 40 minutes too long. There's too much talking in this movie.
At the beginning, once it gets going, it gets going.
There's a scene where Halle Berry is in bed, and then her cell phone starts ringing, and she picks it up, and the phone literally says NASA.
NASA.
The phone literally says
what do you want,
NASA.
Jim? What do you want? What do you want to say?
I don't know, Sergeant Phillips.
This movie's made for people that if the phone doesn't say NASA, they'll go, who's calling her? I'm confused. The phone needs to say NASA, and then in brackets, astronauts.
I don't want to sound like a pretentious prick, because I've made the argument before that a lot of things that I don't like Big Bang Theory or a lot of sitcoms that I don't like and stuff, I don't mind them because they're for people who work every day and are nurses and are whoever, and they just want to come home and turn off and watch something that's entertaining. But like, this is like not the thing to watch in my opinion. This is fucking rot. This is fucking rot.
If you watch Moonfall too much, your brain turns to a big pile of mush and falls out of your head. That's why I love it, though. The whole,
like, so I'm going to, let's talk. Okay, I'm going to summarize the movie in 3 seconds, okay? Patrick Wilson is an astronaut, sees a thing in space, kills the guy dies, he comes back to Earth, then he tells them, and they cover it up / don't believe him. Okay, 10 years later, he's got a son who's a delinquent, and then he wants to save his son, but then the moon starts crashing into Earth, so everyone starts freaking out. They get a team together of him and some idiot who is at the museum.
Some moron who runs a WordPress website.
Yeah, and then Halle Berry, and they go to the moon, and they launch a fucking rover, and the guy sacrifices himself and blows up the nanite monster, and then everything's fine. So that's the movie. You don't have to watch it now, but I just want to focus on, because I feel like sometimes we do a little bit too much plot summary in this. I just want to focus on the ridiculous aspects of this movie that make it so fucking stupid.
Okay. Ridiculous aspect 1. They show their hand far too early. This movie, like, this guy makes the big destruction movies. I want to see Dwayne The Rock Johnson jump 50 feet across a gap while the earth cracks in two under him. Movies like that. This movie, within 45 minutes, the moon is apparently so close and fucking up shit. There's like waves, millions of people are dying. They never say millions of people are dying. They always act like the destruction is an inconvenience to everyone. They say, there's some water coming in, and it'll show a shot from the city, and it's like, millions are dead. Everyone's dead in this city. And then
that's
they'll show a shot
that happens
inside.
In The Day After Tomorrow, too. Like, it's the same fucking thing. It's the same fucking movie. Like, Patrick Wilson's in Florida or something, and the moon's close to Florida, and they're in a city. And it's so weird, because he's in a hotel with
diner?
He's in a hotel with the nerdy guy, and the nerdy guy and him are sitting in a diner in the hotel somehow. And so they went to a meeting in the hotel. They're in a diner in the hotel, and when a guy rushes in to grab them because there's water, there's a flash flood happening. They come from the second floor, which is apparently a diner off the lobby of this small hotel.
And don't forget, the diner has windows that you can see out into the parking lot with.
Yeah, so they see out of the parking lot, and then right outside the front door of the hotel, it's also they can see right out there. It's a flat ground, and Patrick Wilson comes out with his nerdy guy, and the nerdy guy stands there in front of the door, looking at this flash flood, and then he gets swept into the bowels, almost in the bowels of the hotel by this flash flood, while screaming, "I can't swim."
He was dumbstruck by the flash flood. So, lots of shit happens in this movie. The main thing is that this guy through the whole movie is like, he's a what are they called? Megastructures? That's what they're called, the conspiracy theory.
This nerdy guy is like, there's megastructures in the universe.
Pretty much.
It's basically a space station engine where it runs off a dwarf star, and it's like you could okay. You can tell that the Earth was like, the moon's hollow, something's going on with there, and it's just like a predictable fucking thing. As soon as he said megastructure, I'm like, okay, it's going to be a big gyroscopic thing in the sky, and then they go inside the moon, and I'm not even surprised because it's exactly what I fucking pictured in my brain. Like, why was this made? Jim, why was this movie made?
This movie was made for the intellectuals of the audience who write their 5-star Rotten Tomato reviews and say, this is the most epic sci-fi I've ever seen. No movie's doing it like this. My favorite 5-star review just said, good movie, not bad. That's that guy's highest award. He can give that to anyone. He gives it to Moonfall.
That guy has low expectations. Patrick Wilson's son in this movie too. He starts the movie. He's in a fucking car chase with the cops.
Yes.
And they pick him up on live national television. They say there's illegal substances in the car. And they never explain what those legal substances are.
Yeah, they don't touch it. Because I feel like they wanted to make him the bad boy, but then they're like, fuck, what can we say? Yeah, it can't be anything too bad because he's going to be around kids in the movie, but like, he also can't be anything. He was pulled over, so it's something serious.
He's also later on in the movie. He's like in a weird relationship with the Chinese nanny for this kid, for Halle Berry's kid, as he's driving them both around like this hellscape America.
Is the stupidest kid I've ever seen.
And me and Dan were just joking because he knows how to. He like pockets a gun and starts shooting at the raiders who like try to accost them. And I'm like, what if he's like a meth dealer? What if he's like Jesse Pinkman and he had a big truck full of fucking meth he was riding from the cops from? And so much shit is unexplained in this movie. And the other aspect of it is like, as soon as the moon's like they announced like the moon was gonna crash into Earth,
they get their moon amber alert on their phone. Everyone has a notification that just says
disappears
moon.
from everyone disappears from every location in the movie. I don't know if they couldn't get extras or something. Or this is obviously filmed during COVID too, so that's probably why they had less people. But it's like everyone, I don't know where they went because there were literally marauding raiders running around and running them over with trucks and stuff. But they were like no normal people. Like I feel like if we got the notice tomorrow that like a comet was going to crash into Earth and fucking kill everyone would just be out partying and having sex and stuff. Like, we didn't see any of that in this movie either.
Jim thinks people are more epic than they are. If I got told there was a comet hitting the Earth tomorrow, I'd say, how do I take out my money from my RRSP at my job? How do I get that money?
We talked about that too, that there's a scene where like guys are raiding a gas station and the guy comes out with a handful of money. He's like, what the fuck do we need that for? Let's just get in the truck and go. And I think that one of my favorite disaster movies, I told you, was Dawn of the Dead, the original from the 70s. In that movie, they're trapped in a mall and there's no one else in there, but they like find the bank and have these huge stacks of cash and they just like start putting them in a sack and just say, you never know. Like, why aren't people like doing fun things in the apocalypse? Like, this movie's just garbage. It's just shit.
Jim hates this movie. I think this movie unironically makes me laugh and I like watching it with people. I do think it starts a little bit slow. I want to get into the stupid shit quicker.
They could have cut out half an hour out of the beginning.
Easily. The other weird thing we noticed, a lot of it is CG and I don't know why.
Every outside shot is CG.
All a guy did was take a motorcycle out of a garage and go down a street, and it was all CG. I don't know why. Like, isn't that way more expensive than just paying a dude off Craigslist $10? It wasn't even that. It wasn't even Patrick Wilson because he had a helmet on, so it was just the stunt double.
Maybe they didn't have any permits to film outside because of COVID.
This movie was shot illegally, like the Florida Project. No one knew they were filming, and they had to film all secret locations.
And it's just as good as quality as the Florida Project, too.
Do you like the Florida... Okay, 1 second. We'll go back to 30 seconds. You like the Florida Project, right?
Oh, I love that movie.
Okay, good. I thought you didn't like it. I was going to say, you have to like that movie.
No, that was a sarcastic joke. But
back to Moonfall. What do you think the box office for this movie was? Because this was in theaters.
It made nothing. It made fucking nothing.
How much?
It made like $5 million.
Okay, so it's made more than you think, but not as much as it needed.
Tell me what the budget was, and then I'll guess.
So the budget was, this is, before, I don't know if they factor in advertising and everything.
Double it.
$300 million.
So it's $600 million for this movie. Okay.
No, 150 standard. I doubled it already. $300 million.
$300 million. So how much money did it make back? I'm going to say $30 million.
$60 million.
So they lost $240 million.
I don't think they're making a Moonfall 2, in my opinion.
They have all these good actors in this movie, too. Because I like Patrick Wilson. He's
a fine guy. Isn't he the Lego movie guy?
No, he's in Bone Tomahawk and some other stuff. He's in the Conjuring movies. He's in some good.
That's what he is. He's the Conjuring dad.
And the guy from Game of Thrones, he's a good actor. And I like the kid who plays Sonny. He was in the Clove Hitch Killer, and he did a good job there.
What was he in the Clove Hitch Killer?
He was the main kid.
Was he?
Yes.
Did he have short hair?
Yes.
Maybe that's why I didn't recognize him at all.
Dan has face blindness. He
only tells people's identity by their hair. Actor blindness. They all merge together into a big amalgamation.
Joel McHale.
Patrick Wilson literally looks like Joel McHale.
And they get nothing to work with in this movie.
Oh,
like, the
fuck
script
no.
is dog shit.
You can tell that... my favorite is the little kid actor, Halle Berry's son.
Oh my god.
Okay, he's a little kid actor. Some little kid actors aren't that great. Sometimes they grow up into fantastic grown-up actors. I don't think this kid's gonna grow up into a fantastic grown-up actor.
It's like I'm watching Obi-Wan right now, and the little girl playing Princess Leia in the show, like, she's not the best child actor I've ever seen. But she does a good job, and you can tell she's trying her best, and she does get across the character very well. And she's
doing shit.
She's fucking 8 years old. Like, you cut her some slack. But she has a lot of stuff to work with. They have, like, stunts and her stuff. She slides down a hill and fights some guys and, like, yells at people and stuff. She has a wide variety of things to do and probably keep her engaged. This kid's scenes are literally him standing in one place with the same look on his face and saying, Mom, can't we go to the thing together?
And he doesn't understand the breadth of the situation. The moon will be falling and crushing his dad, and he'll go, I'll see you later, Dad. I'll see you for dinner. And then they touch on it once, and I don't know why they do. He has a Mandarin nanny, like Jim was saying. And I don't know why they felt the need to include that. Well, I do know why.
It's pandering to China.
I do know why.
I know it's going to sound bad, but...
That's what movies do. It's what Transformers made a fucking franchise on it.
The actress in this movie who plays the nanny also does a great job. She's one of the... She does the best with the dialogue she's given, I think. She actually puts a lot of effort and stuff into this. She did an amazing job. One of the best performances in the film. But all the shit in the movie is like... Oh, we got this shuttle from China, and oh, we got this from China, and yada, yada, yada. So it's all like this stuff to just like appeal to Chinese audiences. Like it's very cynically done and very apparent. And also, we haven't talked about the product placement yet, Dan.
Oh my God. This movie is almost okay, before I get into product placement, I was also getting Patrick Wilson confused with Ryan Reynolds because I thought he was in Free Guy. They all look the fucking same. I'm going to make a big face picture and they're all going to meld together in everyone's mind. But the product placement in this movie, I swear to God, this movie was initially casted as an ad. Jim said it multiple times. It looks like it's going to sell you cigarettes at some point.
Well, it's like Patrick Wilson's having a phone conversation with someone in his like garage. And it's like this cold blue tone. And he's like got a muscle shirt on. He's working on his car. And I'm like, this is a fucking Cialis commercial. Like, this looks exactly the same. And the biggest egregious fucking product placement in this movie is Lexus.
Lexus. Guys, they really want you to know Lexus is doing it.
Michael Pena works at a Lexus. He's like a manager at a Lexus, like, place where they sell Lexus cars, and he literally is talking to Patrick Wilson in the scene, and they pan across the fucking showroom of Lexuses.
Look at all these.
He walks from one
Lexuses.
side to the other, and they look at all the shiny new cars. And then when they have to get a car to drive to the bunker, guess what?
You know what they get, baby. You know what they get. They get the new Lexus.
They literally outrun a Hummer and like the moon in a fucking Lexus.
When they're outrunning, so they're outrunning the moon, and a post-apocalyptic lunatic who's apparently decided he's gonna die for a piece of oxygen for some reason. He literally goes, let's kick this baby into overdrive, and he turns the knob, it zooms in, and he turns the knob from eco to sport mode. That you can't write that shit. Like, I love that scene.
They did write it, Dan.
I was really expecting, and I'm not joking, I was really expecting when the robots the aliens that live in the middle of the moon remake the rover, I really thought the rover would have a Lexus logo on it, and then Patrick Wilson would say some shit like, they must know what car I drive on Earth because they made it a Lexus. But they didn't, and they could have.
Also, after watching this film, I really wanted to change my antivirus software to Kaspersky.
After watching Moonfall, I don't know why, but I just feel like Kaspersky is such a good antivirus. That one was a weird product placement because they never said anything about needing an antivirus. They never said anything related to antivirus or hacking or anything. It was just there.
That's how you can tell it's product placement, and egregious product placement, is that there's barely any inclusions of it in the original script. Like, I bet the original script did not have a fucking Lexus dealership in it.
Oh my fucking God,
and the original script didn't say Kaspersky on the side of NASA's fucking computer.
That shot was weird, too, with the Kaspersky logo. It was like half the screen was the billboard for some reason. So do you think they shot it to have the billboard just empty, and then they're like, whatever company will give us money, we'll just pop it on that billboard?
Yeah, totally. They probably
That's so fucked. Oh my God. And they could have said something. They could have said, the moon's anti-defense system is better than Kaspersky. Some shit like that.
Why did they give this fucking hack money? Did Independence Day 2 make its money back? Barely.
There was an Independence Day 2?
Yeah, it came out in 2018 or something.
What the hell happened in it? I thought the aliens left.
The aliens came back, bro.
They came
so
back.
The budget for that is 165 million. So double that, that's 330 million, and it only made 389 million back. So they only made like a $50 million profit on that. Like, this guy just makes fucking stinkers. He just makes fucking stinkers. Like, why did you give him this? Like, what was the last time he turned a big profit? It was 2012, and that was 2012 came out in 2009, so that was 13 years ago.
2012 came out in 2009?
Yes.
Was anyone scared about 2012 at your school?
Yes.
I remember people being scared, and I remember being like, you guys are morons. Like, even back then I was a little kid, I was like, the world's not going to implode on 2012.
I was in high school and people were still scared of it.
That's epic. We should get the next big thing to be scared of. I want to be scared of something.
Well, we have enough.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff.
Like, we're in our 20s. We don't have to fucking worry about stupid shit like that. We only have to worry about the real stuff.
That's true.
I wanted to bring this up before I forget, but the ending of this movie and the fate of the nerdy character is fucking horrific. Do you remember me and you were joking about it after the movie, but the nerdy character dies. He like gets in the rover and like
he does an epic sacrifice himself. Yeah,
launches himself at the robot. The bomb goes off, kills it, and then at the end he's like resurrected inside the AI cube of the moon. And he's like, "Am I alive?" And I was like, "No, you're not. You're a fucking clone who's never going to be able to die."
And then he says, "That's kind of epic. What do we do now?" And then they tease a Moonfall sequel. And they, like, look at the camera and almost essentially wink and be like, see you next time in Moonfall 2. And then you see the budget flash on screen and they lost $200 million.
That's truly a fate worse than death, being stuck inside the fucking AI core of the moon for the rest of eternity.
Yeah, and for some reason, they made the avatar that was training him his mother. Why wouldn't they make it, like, a cool anime girl?
I think that's what they do. They tap into like your memories, because when Patrick Wilson's talking to the stupid moon AI, it's all of his like kids and shit.
That's literally what he described it as. He said, "I'm the operating system of your moon." And the aliens, because of course you knew that they were going to be these aliens. They weren't going to have cool designs because they didn't care. It was just people with notches in their eyebrows.
That was not even an alien. It was like
just a person.
Paint.
It was just a person.
And they said that so in Star Trek they have some of the races, like the Klingons and humans, can make babies together and shit like that, because there was a seeder race like a billion years beforehand who seeded life on different planets. So life kind of like evolved similarly between different systems and stuff like that. But that's basically the plot of this movie too, except it's fucking stupid because it's literally humans a billion years ago seeding planets, and then somehow humans are rising out of the mud. Like, evolution could take so many different turns to not even like we could have had like two fucking heads and they wouldn't be able to predict that. Like, such a stupid fucking premise.
I very much like that the not the fucking aliens. They're not even cool monsters. Like, you do a sci-fi movie to have a cool alien or like a cool premise. They're just nano machines. So
and what they can do doesn't make sense.
No,
because
it doesn't make any sense.
Because when it's inside the moon, it wraps itself around the dwarf star that's in the center of the room to like drain the moon's energy, so it starts crashing into Earth. So it can withstand like disgusting levels of heat and energy. And then when they're running in the moon, like, and the thing's chasing them, they just have like laser guns shooting little bits of nanomachine fall off. That's not how nanomachines work. Nanomachines would replicate themselves and break down other bits of technology to make it like an intense swarm. That's one of actually the scariest predictions on how life will end on Earth, is that someone makes nanomachines and they literally eat everything. Like, not even organic material.
Just tell them not to.
They break down every bit of material on the surface of the planet to just make more nanomachines.
I like that. If a nanomachine came up to me, I'd ask him if he read the Isaac Asimov's Laws of Robotics, and he'd stop. He wouldn't hurt me at all.
I would ask if he read I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream.
Actually, don't give them that. So you could tell this movie, a lot of movies try and tackle this, having the nanobot thing or like self-replicating robot thing. Yeah. And they all they start with that premise and then they go, wait a sec, nanomachines are really hard to animate, and how would the people ever survive them? Because they're just a swarm. So they just turn into a big centipede with pincers that try and keep grabbing the ship. And it's like, why are they not just... I just don't get it. They're not an animal. Why are they grabbing them?
Because when the astronauts get sent up to like survey the moon and see what's going on, it like kills them like immediately and pretty horrifically. It just bores itself into the cabin and then into their face. And
sometimes it takes 20 minutes to circle around you and look at you and scare you.
The nerdy guy is like setting off the bomb, and he gets enough time to say,
"Yeah,
I'll see you in hell," blah, 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 and then he sets it off. Where should have just killed him immediately.
So they didn't, or at least we haven't talked about how these super sophisticated aliens attack, and they've wiped out all of civilization all across the world. So how do you think they'd attack, Jim? Do you think they'd attack with eyes and have plans and figure shit out? Or do you think that they just bumble around and kill anything?
They just bumble.
Jim, they specifically bumble. They only kill organic materials in an inorganic shell with electricity. Yeah. You got a lot of different parameters that need to be met before they kill you. So if you're walking on the street, they don't kill you?
If you're naked?
If I'm naked, they're not killing me? If I'm in my Honda Prius and I turn off the engine, they're not killing me? That's another thing. They talk about electricity all the time. They say, we gotta turn off the electricity. And then they'll be sitting in the seat with all the lights on around them. And they say, glad the electricity's off.
They'll say, glad the electricity's off when they have 8 screens around them. And then somehow, like, the thing goes by and they're like, turn off your phone. Yeah, I'm like, there's fucking lights on everywhere in there.
Oh,
like, that doesn't make any sense. God.
And he like, this movie really feels like they wrote shit and then directed stuff, and then they were like, fuck, that can't happen. Like, he smashes the remote for the bomb, and then 2 scenes later, he's like, wait a second, I need this again. And he just looks at it, and the screen's perfectly fine. It just has cracks on it. Oh, Jim. Do you think we could have directed Moonfall if possible?
I think we could have directed it with our fucking eyes closed.
I will say...
This guy shouldn't be working.
You don't think he should be working?
He shouldn't be working. He shouldn't be working.
What do you think he should do? What do you think this guy would get a job doing?
He should fucking retire. He's like 65 years old. Like, fucking retire.
This guy's 65 and he's making Moonfall?
That's like when I was listening to Harmontown, Steven Spielberg made that movie The Post, and then he made fucking Ready Player One and shit like that. But Dan Harmon literally said, like, if you're not gonna actively make a good movie, like, if you're not gonna fucking try, just don't. Like, just don't. And that's why I think there's a difference between... This is why I don't say this is even a worthy movie to watch, is that this is intentionally made to be, like, cringy and bad and funny, and it fails at every fucking, like, aspect of it. The things I find funny in this movie is, like, the awkward dialogue, the product placement, and how fucking stupid it is.
It's like you can dissect it.
It's a cynical piece of shit. Like, Wish Upon is a bad movie, but they tried to make a good horror movie. Like, Wish Upon is not a cynical piece of shit. It was people who thought they knew what they were doing, making, like, stumbling their way into making the worst movie imaginable. That's what makes a good bad movie.
I've never understood, like, when they direct this movie, he must, like, the people on the cast must have known it would be shit. They must have stopped directing it, and they're like, fuck me, this is bad. And they were just like, well, you can't stop it. You just have to finish it.
They're there for a paycheck.
Oh, like, do you think this is someone's favorite movie?
No. Or they signed on to just be in a Roland Emmerich movie because
they just weren't told, like, the specifics.
Most of them aren't for me. Like, but, like, things like Independence Day and Stargate and something have a cultural impact, and they have a fun energy about them, so maybe they thought they were going to make a movie like that.
Like that, and then they got scripted into Moonfall.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Like, it's just a bad time all around. It's a bad black mark on these people's, like, filmography. Like, this guy is just driving his fucking career into the ground by making horse shit. It's just an empty waste of a film. It's a fucking waste of time and energy. Like, think of all the people who sat in their cubicles for the last 2 years, just, like, making their fingers bleed, coding the 1/8 of a pixel of the fucking nanomachine monster.
So did you like this movie or no, is what you're getting at?
Yes, I'm a big fan.
Yes, actually, I do think I liked it.
Roland Emmerich, please come on the show. I'll shower you in praise. I don't think I've been this mad on Shack Back before, but I truly think this is just a waste of time.
Oh my god. Roland Emmerich also made The Day After Tomorrow. That's my mom's favorite movie. She watches that movie like once a year.
Another reason why me and Danny's mom disagree on what
Day After Tomorrow's cool, Jim. The flag freezes in midair. You don't see that every day.
You don't see Dennis Quaid driving a Honda Element every day.
Literally.
That was the first main fleet hybrid, eh? The Honda Element.
I don't know what any of those words mean. What's a hybrid?
A hybrid car.
Electric gas car?
Yes, and it was the first fleet car, the Honda Element.
What's that mean? What's a fleet?
Like it was mass produced. It wasn't just like a project car. You could actually go out and go to the Honda dealership and buy a Honda Element. It has weird skirted rear. You should look it up. Honda Element. They look cool.
Jim, I'm going to be honest. I'll never look that up. I'm going to forget exactly what you said in 5 minutes, okay?
Okay, everyone at home, look up Honda Elements. They're neat, but that's the only noteworthy thing in that movie, I think, in The Day After Tomorrow.
Don't say that.
I haven't seen a lot of his movies either. The ones I've seen, I haven't watched. I haven't liked. I watched Independence Day. I watched the new Independence Day with my dad, and I didn't like it.
I'm looking at it, and I think me and Cassie watched the new Independence Day as well.
And forgot about it.
If I look at a movie and I say, I think I watched it, I don't think it's good.
No. Yeah, I didn't like this movie. I don't know if you guys have gotten that vibe from me yet, but I really didn't like this movie.
I think I'm differing in Jim's opinion. I thought it was so bad it's good. I laughed at this movie and I screamed at it, and I like seeing the stupid shit, and I like seeing the Halle Berry character. She goes into like a NASA archive, and there's some weird dude in a wheelchair polishing a gun, and I don't know what his job is. He just kind of creeps around the facility.
Donald Sutherland is in this movie for 3 seconds. I totally forgot. He literally is in a wheelchair cleaning a revolver, wheels up to Halle Berry, says like a paragraph of lines, and then
just
he's
wheels
never
into the
in
darkness.
the movie again. That's so weird.
So you're telling me that guy didn't have a passion for Moonfall? He was just there to pay.
I don't think Donald Sutherland has a passion for Moonfall. No.
He says this movie will be the movie I'm remembered for. Moonfall.
He was in the original MASH movie, eh?
I'm kind of looking at his filmography. He was also in Mockingjay Part 1.
Yeah, he played the evil president guy.
That's epic. What was Michael Pena's another one of those people a lot of people like, and I can't fucking
Michael
stand
Pena's
him.
in the Ant-Man movies, right?
Yeah, he's in like he was in Chips. He was in Fantasy Island from 2020.
He's like who's that older fella? Who's that guy who's Adam Sandler's friend who's also a pretentious prick?
Fucking
Rob.
He has a show, The Real Rob Schneider.
Rob Schneider. That guy has a career of just being in bad movies.
He's just the guy. He plays the guy that you kind of look at.
He'll play the racist character that can't. He'll play the racist character that can't say any lines. I watched a video on The Real Rob. I think it was Swell Entertainment or Izzy ZZZ or someone made a video essay about it.
Yeah.
No, it was Molly. What's her name? Molly May Fish, I think, is her name. She's a really good lady on YouTube. Yeah, Maggie May Fish. She's an amazing YouTuber, and she did a video on it, a video essay, and it was truly like staring into the abyss.
Yeah,
really,
Real Rob. I know what I know from Real Rob from Oni Plays and from Oni Plays, from Sleepy Cast, I believe is when they talked about it initially. And I watched like one episode of it, and it's truly atrocious. It's like pushed to the back of the Netflix catalog. Netflix is ashamed to have made Real Rob. They hide it under all the other shit you have to search through.
And that's the company that made The Ridiculous Six.
What the hell is that? Is that the Western movie?
Yeah, with Rob Schneider and Adam Sandler.
Was that a Seth MacFarlane thing?
No, that's Once Upon a Time in the West. No.
A Million Ways to Die in the West?
Million Ways to Die in the West. That's what it's called.
Is that your next pick?
Are we done with Moonfall?
What else do you have to say about Moonfall, Jim? Do you recommend people buy tickets to Moonfall 2 when it comes out?
No, I'm done talking about Moonfall. I think they can infer my fucking opinion from what I've been saying the last
I think minutes. Don't let Jim be mad. I think you should watch Moonfall on the weekend.
Sorry I swore so much, everybody. But yeah, I didn't think I was in a good mood when I sat down to watch this to record Checkout Back, and then I remembered this movie and I was like, damn, I'm gonna ruin my night.
I think we're about done with Moonfall, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I think we're about done. And I wanted to say to you, I think you can tell the difference between, because we watched Annette, and at the end,
I want to rewatch Annette.
At the end, I said this movie wasn't for me, but I pointed out 100 different things I liked. I liked the effort that was put in. I liked the weirdness of it. I liked 100 different things. And it just didn't come together for me at the end. Yeah. I thought the script was stilted. And that's the difference. And I often say, like, I might not like this, but, you know, power to you if you like it, like, whatever. I'm not going to say that for this movie. This movie is for nobody. You shouldn't watch it. It's fucking garbage.
Moonfall is for no one. I thought it wasn't bad. I also loved Annette. I was thinking about Annette like 2 weeks ago. I was like, I should rewatch Annette.
I should rewatch it too. I should like sit down with like a crossword puzzle.
What a weird fucking movie.
Yeah, you know what? I'm softening up. You know what? I will watch Annette a million billion times over watching Moonfall again.
Put on Annette at your party on Friday.
You're all not invited to my party. This will be up after the party. Get fucked.
Oh, that's true.
But let me pick. Patrick just got on to Counter-Strike, so
I see that. Do you mean Deep Rock? Shut up. He just got on to Deep Rock.
All right, we got to go play with Pat. But I'm picking Dan. I can buy this for you.
Yeah. What are you doing? Oh, it's a game.
Or you can buy it. It's on sale right now. But I'm going to pick the Forgotten City.
Oh wow, that'll be a first for you too. You just bought that, didn't you?
I just bought it. I haven't played it. Do you want me to buy it for you, or do you want to buy it?
No, I can just buy it. What is it? How much is it?
$18, I think.
Yeah, I can just buy it.
So
Forgotten
for
City,
people who don't know,
different one.
The Forgotten City is made by independent developer. It was first a Skyrim mod, and then it was turned into
great reviews. Holy shit, it has good reviews.
Yeah, it was turned into its own standalone game with a different story.
Oh my god, it has good reviews. Holy Christ.
So I think that there's a lot of video essays on the Forgotten City, and it's probably something you could watch someone play it
and get the same type of
thing. Yeah. I want to play it for myself.
I'll play it. I think I'll like it. Jacob Geller likes it, and I have a lot of the same opinions as him.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to pick for next time on Checkout Back. But
that's fucking cool. I like that topic. That was a good one, Jim.
Dan, let's get us out of here. Let's say that the intro music is by the wonderful, the only Lee Jackson.
Oh, Lee Jackson, beautiful, absolutely amazing intro music.
Did you see that Lee Jackson started tweeting about his love of NASCAR after we said it was bad? I feel bad, Lee Jackson. If you listen, I'm sorry. So Lee Jackson made our intro music. All art animations by CassieHDesign.com, Brandon Chen on ArtStation, and Dollbox02 on Instagram. Yep. Again, you can follow me at Popeye Barkin on Twitter. You can follow the other guy.
Sama.
No, you're not. You're at Markle.
Am I?
Oh no, you're at Dan Sama.
I'm at Dan Sama.
You're at Dan Sama. I fucked that up again. And then you can follow our podcast at Shack Out Back Pod, where Dan forgets he's logged into the Shack Out Back Pod.
I don't forget. I do it purposely.
Twitter. And then he retweets the worst things I've ever seen. All right. So I took us out last time. How are you taking us out, Dan?
Jim, I'm taking us out just like Moonfall would take us out. Let's just cut to black. Moonfall doesn't deserve anything.
Good night, darling.
Goodbye, Jim.
Bye-bye.
Good night, Dan.
Good night, everybody.